Apex to challenge with the USP. No damage inflicted just yet, but he's going for a wide face. I wasn't a big fan of that. Luckily, still alive. And 2 CTs on the CT corner of Banana.
Both of them just waiting for this push to come through. Apex going to be flashed back, has to get out of there. Does have support from Shoxy as they hold for this push. Astralis, they've quieted down a little bit over a Banana. They've taken control. Top of Banana. Shark's going to take the peek out. Has to be careful because Kyobi's pushed up just a little bit further than I think he would be anticipating. Bomb still lies in wait there. 3 players. While Zipex and Dupree start a bit of a facade out here towards A.
Well, Shoxy to find that first kill. He's to be taking one down at the B bomb site. Still 3 players there for the CTs. They're not falling back anytime soon. You can see Kenny has some body with an interesting double apartment setup here as well. So that's quite cool. And as they hold off the A side of the map, it will be another kill for the CT side. The bomb dropped as well. They can rotate another player over. And the CTs just being absolute monsters here. Shox finds yet another. And surely the round goes in their favor. We've seen 4 and 2s for part of a 4. But for now, the CTs have got them locked in. And MBK finds a 4th and 5th frag. He's been in such great form recently. Finds 3 kills. Well, it should be 2 total in this round, but still it will be Astralis now with no bomb down. Nothing really gathered in that round whatsoever, getting picked off one by one. And we'll see whether we have a force by here in round number 2. Indeed we do. Without a bomb plant going down, it'll be Dupree and Device. Head armor and Deagles and CZs, they'll be coming out. In terms of utility, it's just Glaive with 1 smoke, Harry. I'm not really sure I'm a fan of that approach. You do need a lot of utility to really enter a bomb site here. So maybe 1 smoke enough to get Banana controlled, smoke towards CT spawn, but you need to be finding frags at the same time, and a lot of damage being inflicted towards Device, taken down towards 12 HP. Damage done. Apex could fall back at this point, but he wants to fight a little bit more.
Keeps taking these peaks, doing damage, tagging them away. Yeah. Famous army, or the family, brought up over on the side of G2. Shock's the one difference maker with that MP9. And he's going to be positioned over here on B. They flash him through. He's going to try and take the peak. The MP9, while I will agree that it's very strong, perhaps not this strong. Shox testing the waters a little bit here. Keeps taking the peaks out. Has to be careful. These Deags will destroy him at a moment's notice. And Astralis, they're the team that can make it work. But he finds the first. Make that the second. Still has more love to give. Dupree in the meantime sneaking all the way down through long. Looks for the first on Apex, but Apex shuts him down. It's just Device and Zipex that remain. Zipex going to fall to the hands of Kenny over in pit. Device, 12 HP, limping up long. Decapitates Apex, but then Shox gets him on the flank. 3K money made. The MP9 once again going above and beyond when it comes for paying for itself.
Well, there we go. Shoxy once again with that MP9 doing a great job. Nothing really coming of that force buy from Astralis. So G2 have won all the pistols so far. 3 out of 3, Harry. That's not too bad. And MBK's been complaining on Twitter recently that they never win pistols. So something seems to be working out for them tonight. We'll see whether they continue that good form. They can go for 4 out of 4. But for now, full eco here. CTs are aware of it. They could rush down towards middle if they wanted to. Lots of damage inflicted. The airstrike towards middle. It's going to be Dupree going down to the HE grenades and body. He finds the second frag of the round. Nothing to get too excited about here. It's always going to be quite a clean sweep. But a huge bonus round here, Harry. So, you've got Famises, you've got MP9s, Apex with just a CZ hit. Surely he'll buy an M4. Either one wanted to go in and just a pistol here, you would imagine. So there it is. Okay, so the player who farmed so much money, it was Shoxy. So he drops the AWP. They'll keep the MP9 up. That goes towards Apex. So definitely a bonus round here. But Kenny S, one of the most deadly AWPers in the world, hoping to cause some damage here. If they win this round, they're in such a strong position. There'll be money for days here. But it's going to be a difficult round here. 3 Famises, MP9s. Once again, double up in the apps. First shot comes in from Device. Takes down Apex. Now a chance to make this AWP work.
Kenny gonna be holding the angle. Has to be careful. Zipex is here. He also has support from a man in bedroom. But between them, Body and Kenny, they find the opening 2 for G2. That man advantage taken now by the Frenchman in spite of the early frag from Device. Doesn't net them anything. Kenny repositions over to long. Tries to watch this from Vines, misses the first shot out, and that's going to send Glaive railing back. Doesn't want to risk re-peeking into the maws of Kenny S. So now turns his attention. Device. He's the man over towards B. Smoke goes down to block off Coffins. MBK waiting by Warheads. They're going to go passing by. They know that he's here, but he spots Kyobi up on the boost, and that's going to be the start to this one. The famous rains death in. It's NBK with 3. as he completely annihilates Astralis there with a fantastic B-hole. G2, they're going to go 4-0. And that was a bonus round, Henry.
That was. Those some of those tantalizing rounds to win in CSGO. You get that 3-0, you've got residual SMGs and Famises there. You pick up a round like that, you've got so much money to work with here. You're so established now. You've got so much freedom, especially when you pick up AK-47s as well, and you have manpower left over. They actually kept 4 players alive there with Famises, MP9s, and all sorts. So this is such a great position to be in. KDS now knows he's up against pistols. You'd think he hits that shot, but has to pull back here. Getting a little bit chaotic there, and Glaive punishes him for it. He's going to burn in the fire, but still a worthwhile frag there, taking out the AWP out of Kenny's hands. They'll try and pick it up, and I think they'll actually get away with this at this point. They do indeed. Device with the AWP. Now they've got something to work with here. This round can still go in their favor. Sure, they don't have armor, already nades, but a Device AWP is quite an interesting prospect.
Yeah, Impact's going to play into it, but Device is kind of the one man who can completely negate that. He's going to be waiting over here by short. Apex has rotated in, but he's wary. These pistols already doing some work for Astralis. Device flashback. Apex still waiting patiently over at long. He's going to Molotov it off and start to hold this a bit more passively. Most likely going to be rotating off. Actually, yeah, I was going to say that. Reconsidering that decision, makes his way over towards Library to play the longer angle with the Famis. He's looking at indecisive as he waits towards CT. Astralis ready to try and commence this play in towards A. They've only got 35 seconds left. They're going to try and boost up Device, have him be the catalyst to kickstart this round. And as he parkours up on top of the balconies, this man, he's no Romeo. He drops down. He's not looking to deliver love. Instead, it's death swiftly. Body holding the angle. The push now comes in. Shox finds the first, make that the second. Device gonna fall as well as Shox gets 3, make that 4. The ace comes in from Pip. And in one fantastic spray down, he shuts down that play.
Yeah, the problem is for Astralis, generally, sure, they found that pick. They got the AWP, but they had no smokes there, no way of flashing anything, and they're going to be struggling to take him down. So, Shoxy, he manages to decimate them there and find his 11th frag. He has not yet died as we go into round number 6. And now we do have a full buy for Astralis. No AWP, but that's not necessarily a big deal on Inferno. Sometimes it's good advice not to even pick it up on that side of the map. But still, for now, aggressive play from Kenny S. I think he does hit Dupree there, taking down to 39 HP, and we'll see whether he can actually stay alive for this time. Kenny S going to be staying aggressive here. They're looking very confident today, G2. It was a bit of a, I guess, a scrappy game in the first when we saw overpass, but right now, G2 are looking dominant.
Yeah, and this could be a bit of a revenge, perhaps, what we saw at the Major. Of course, Astralis, they were able to win that one out. One of the teams that contributed to G2 not making it through, and now they're looking to try and get that sweet revenge. The push comes in, G2 remaining steadfast within the site. This has to be a fantastic hold. Kenny's the man to try and lock it down, finds the first. Ducks back behind the pillar, but the flank comes in from Glaive. Body in pit, tries to step up, but he goes down. And Apex and MBK, the 2B rotators, they're the ones who have to try and step up. And MBK, he's going to fall short, falls at that first hurdle. And Apex is all that remains.
Nice approach there from Astralis, pincering the A-bomb side perfectly there. I actually really like the G2 setup as well. You can see Kenny gets to the back of the site, trying to show so much presence there, hit the shots he could. He hits one, trying to bait his teammate in. If they don't come from the outside as well, they concentrate just towards quad. Maybe they have a chance to make that work. But coming in from the quad side and the arch at the same time, it means the CT's had no real chance there. They caused some serious financial damage there. There are 3 players surviving for Astralis. So another big round here. Reinvestment's going to damage them somewhat, but still the 5 AK-47s. Kenny S, he's got the single AWP. NBK could have joined in. He could have got the double AWP set up here, but they don't seem to be going for that. Before, with this G2 lineup, every opportunity they got, it was Shoxy and Kenny S going for those double AWPs. It doesn't seem to be the case anymore. They've tried to maybe revitalize themselves in the CD side of Inferno. So far, so good. But a big gun round for Astralis to pick up there.
Device. Zen pushing back. Apex going to meet this with some aggression of his own. They've boosted a man up. Kirby, he's been boosted. 3 players here to try and hold him back. It's MBK to take the peak, but Astralis, they're looking like their mind is made up. They want to see what B has in store. Apex fades away. Everyone from Astralis over here on Banana. They haven't even got the lurk over in apps like we've seen round in, round out.
Just a note as well, I really like that from G2. That retake they had of the top of Banana, smoking by that wall position, molotoving by the barrels, flashing over. It means any T there, he's either going to burn alive or be taken down and has to fall back through the smoke. CT's have full control at that point as well, and just keeps buying them more time. It costs them a lot of utility, sure, but it's quite a nice play to just reclaim some map control. And we can see now the boost coming through CT spawn. I think we have one player coming in, who's Glaive, just trying to show some presence towards B, stop some rotations as the bomb goes up towards middle.
Shox to hold it. Kenny finds the first. Force back. That Molotov's going to be very, very tricky to maneuver around. Shox makes it a second. Make that 2 for him now. As Kenny continues his reign of terror, Glaive and Zipex between them. They're trying to get work done, but Shox, he's been the reoccurring thorn in their side. Woo! Stumbling today. But Astralis, they're falling even harder right now as they're going to forego another round. That's another one the way of G2, 6-1 up right now on their CT side. Kenny's got the orb back in hand. Shox may have had his first death, but he's still 15-1.
You're absolutely right. 15-1. What an absolute beast he is being today. That's crazy. Well, we go into round number 8. I don't think the bomb's been planted. Maybe once so far for Astralis. They have another force buy here. Being reset in the previous, going for some fast banana control, pushing through the smokes. They're feeling brave right now. It's Kiabi with one of the few AK-47s they have. Pushed up, but can't find anything for it. Still on the single orb setup. And in terms of execution potential, we could go towards B. Once again, all 5 players towards the B side of the map are a very execution-based team, Astralis. So in terms of execution play towards B, smoke the coffin, smoke CT spawn, Molotov new boxes, Molotov oranges, and try and get in as a team and refrag to the best of your ability. Here come the flashbangs as well, setting Glaive up to go in first. He's got that run and gun Tech 9. We'll see whether he can do anything with this. There's the Molotov. It doesn't look like it's the final commitment just yet. Well, there it is. It's flashbangs towards CT spawn as well. The execution not quite there, but they're going in for frag power here. Apex boosted up, and he will find the first frag, but I think he gets taken down here.
Harry has to step up massively, has to try and buy time for the rotates, and he buys none. As he falls, Glaive's gone aggressive, meets the first with the Tech 9. It's Kenny. Locked in this duel, they've got the man advantage, but the G2 side are knocking on their door. Bomb taken away. Glaive's pushed up, down Banana. Zipex gonna go as well as he looks to try and take the duel with Shoxy. To turn that man advantage in their favor that much more. It's going to delay the push from Shox. Body able to drop out Glaive in the meantime. The 3-on-3 ensues. First, they have to try and deal with Zipex. Shox takes the peek, finds the frag. They've turned the man advantage around. Device has to step up in a big way, which he will. He takes 2, looks for the number 3. He's going to be spraying away. Him and Kenny go toe for toe, but Kenny wins it out. Defuse comes in. No time left. All right, PG2, that's going to be Astralis in with their second round.
It seemed like it was back and forth there, but this play from Device, it sealed the deal. It's not the easiest position to play from, but he makes it work, spraying them down and just staying alive here against Kenny S as well. He actually does it perfectly as well. Staying alive that extra 2 seconds, that wins the round. Just ducking and weaving to the best of his ability. And now they're starting to whittle away at the G2 economy. It was a simple B play with a nice execution as well. Not so many smokes I'm used to seeing. Just mainly flashbangs and some Molotov views, focusing on CD spawn, getting towards the ruins and finding that first pick. Apex then couldn't really do much from new boxes. He managed to get Molotov at his feet and then had to fall down. And we do have a difficult buy as we enter another round for Shoxy and Body finding opening frags.
Yeah, man advantage up for G2. Extended that much more by Kenny. Glaive and Zipex all that remain. As this round starts to slip through their fingers. Kenny still holding this aggressive angle down by mid. The bomb's still waiting over in Apps as well. And Glaive, he's not ready to give up on this one just yet. Takes the aggression through the smoke. Apex suspects it. They go right next to each other and Glaive wins that out.
But it's another round where G2 have got a huge advantage here, and Apex doesn't have to be in that position. Sure, he's only got the CZ, but no frag had to be given away there, unfortunately. This could be another one of those scenarios, but this time, luckily, Glaive does not check the close corner, and now we do have a serious advantage, and surely G2 win this round. Zipex down to 29 HP, but he is the clutch master, and it's not going to be working out for him just yet. It's going to be Kenny S with the final shot. That's a difficult buy as well. A Nova coming out, a rare appearance there, but it's Shoxy to wield it. He finds the first kill with Apex as well, and Astralis sent back into a nightmare situation of having to force buy here. DeVries already made their decision for them. He's gone for Deagle head armor. I think they would have been double eco regardless, so they're going to go for it. It worked out somewhat towards that B side, so we'll see whether they can do it again. As we enter round number 10 here. P250s, Deagles, and it's Kenny S looking towards middle here.
Doesn't find anything, Apex. Waiting by the barrels, Device has snuck on by, takes him by surprise, but Apex still manages to pick the frag up seemingly from nowhere. Kirby does at least return, doing damage with this relatively low investment. MBK gonna try and take the duel, but Kirby picks it up. Now that's the M4 secured. There's a couple of rifles up for grabs over here on Banana. Zipex rotating in to try and get the AK. Dupree with the Deagle. We know how deadly this man can be with the hand cannon. That is that Deagle. That was a rifle dropped out on A. He wants to try and go back for it. He's looking curious. Hasn't left the area just yet, but instead going to dedicate his timing out towards long. Try and catch these rotations off guard, or the rest of his team work the B-bomb site.
Well, it's the advantage. The force buy with the pistols, managing to pick up 2 rifles here in a 3-on-2 situation as well. Kenny S. AWP towards the pit, and it will be Shoxy who's in towards the ruins area of the B-bomb side. Time ticking away now. They will be heading towards B. Dupree in CT spawn, trying to find his first pick, but Shoxy, he seems well too aware. He doesn't get the kill somehow. He's been hitting everything this game, and he allows them to get onto the B side now. If he finds that kill, they're right back into it, but now they have a firm advantage. They know exactly where he is, and Zipex takes him down. That's a bit of a shame from Shoxy there.
Kenny's all that remains. 1v3 with the AWP, and he doesn't want to try and go for this one. He's just waiting down bottom of Banana, wants to try and hold on to that into the next round. This will be a third for Astralis, as is the Danish way. They create something from nothing. And very little into that round. And when you look at it, look at the damage they've done to G2's economy. Kenny saves up the AWP. MBK's got a bit of cash on him. They could try force around it because it should be a double eco anyway. But it doesn't leave them with much.
Doesn't look like it will. Back and forth the last few rounds. We did have that 5-0 lead for G2. But since then, it's been 3 rounds and going in Astralis' favor and 2 for G2 in the last 5. So they do save the AWP, but if they force around this, it won't be with much. It'll be UMPs, MP7, some CZs, and Apex purchases the first one, and we have got 1 M4 dropped. So the force buy comes through. That's the G2 way, I'm afraid. And we'll see whether they can get anything done here. The final buy. M4 for Shoxy, why not? He's been pretty electrifying so far. 2 CZs and MBK with that Deagle. Surely this isn't the round that works out for them, but it's Kenny S towards Banana this time. Not going aggressive at the very start, just holding the defensive line towards CT.
I mean, we've already seen these rounds work out for Astralis. No reason it can't work for G2. Shox kept back by that flash, keeping it modest. Zipex to keep him on his toes, and Body takes up his position, holds the close angle. They're trying to play that bait and switch. Nate comes in, does find a tiny bit of damage. Body takes the peek, and that's going to be Zipex taken down. Dupree keeping their attention out here on A, keeping them busy while the rest of the team begin their assault onto B, ready to go charging in. MBK's boosted. We saw his Deagle heroics the other day. He's got to try and replicate them once again. The Danes come walking out. It's Kenny to find the first. MBK still yet to do much. Fully flash tapping away. Apex doing damage as well. Make that a little bit more as he gets himself a second. Dupree, all that remains. 1v4. Time ticking away from him here. And the flank coming in from Body.
Yeah, not really much you can do with this, I'm afraid. The bomb's down in the B-bomb site, and Dupree, he's only got 62 HP, no nades as he makes his way back towards despawn. The force buy, of course, it works out for G2. They've recovered AKs, M4s, and it's Kenny S with the AWP. Apex helping out. He hasn't been too great tonight, Apex, I have to say, but that's a massive round for him, and it will be 4 players surviving for the CT side as well. Dupree, he finds Body, that's towards the apartments area, and for now, number 11 will be going in favor of G2. Time ticking away, 10 seconds remaining. And you can see the CT's holding on to their weaponry here. Money's still not great, but there it is, back and forth once again. You can bring on the scoreboard quickly, have a look. You can see how back and forth it's been in the last 5. Now it's going to be towards the CTs once again. There it is. And here we go. We really do have a game on our hands here. Astralis, I would say, need to be posting at least maybe 4 or 5 rounds to have a real chance here. They're not looking too great on the T side right now, but this is another reset for them. We'll take another force bite to win the next round, and that's a lovely flashbang as it not from the boy Apex with that CZ. Finds a couple of kills.
Tacpor is going to be called in from Astralis, as you might expect. They haven't really got as many rounds as you would like over on the T side. Definitely not replicating their run on this map versus G2 from the major. They don't have much money either, really, to try and work with. They're trying to work out how best to spread this. It looks like they're going to go for 2 rifles. Utility up on Device and Kirby. Dupree's got a little bit as well. It's not that bad a buy, and we've seen them do more with less.
Chicken's got hats on now. I think that's to celebrate the 5th birthday of CSGO, isn't it? You'd expect over the 5th birthday they'd release some like sick update, like fix loads of bugs, and maybe release a new map.
Henry,
like,
don't even go there.
Like,
you're sounding like Reddit. You're the physical embodiment of
you
it.
feel like they said, I don't want a hat on a chicken. That's actually more annoying, if anything. You know, like, like confetti coming out of bombs. Like, give me Tuscan. That's a nice birthday present. Give me Tuscan. Then I'm happy. That's a really bad present. Chickens with hats.
Yeah, it is a bit underwhelming, but you know, getting older, they say, only gets worse. Kenny, he wouldn't know anything about that. Drops Soundclave very early on. Man advantage taken here for G2, and already this force buy from Astralis isn't looking too peachy.
No, it's not. It's a single orb setup. It seems to be working much nicer for them. Instead of being predictable and having one orb per banana, one towards middle, it seems like they're just moving the one around. It's actually going very well. But speaking of going very well, dupree's got a ton of map control, but Core at the worst possible time. As soon as he pulls out that Molotov, Shoxy takes him down. Kenny S finds his second of the round as well. And Astralis looking pretty weak right now. They're trying to make things work and trying to make individual plays, but the timing's eluding them. And now Device might find one kill, but I think that's all he's going to get. Has to reload the Deagle. Both players waiting for him, and he'll be eventually taken down there by Apex. 9-3. G2 looking very dominant. Has to be the eco now for Astralis. Could be another 12-3 scoreline here in the Pro League. And for now, we'll just see some upgraded pistols here. Astralis maybe some P250s. Maybe Rush Banana, try and negate the HE grenades at the very start. And Shoxy once again, Harry, with that MP9. Your favorite weapon. You've said it. Yep. And we'll see where we can step up.
I mean, he's the man to do it. He's the one who's been bringing it out time and time again for G2. Let's see. The MP9 hero kicks things off, finds the first. That's Device down. He wants to try and continue this slaughter, but... Oh, buddy. Not looking too healthy.
That's crazy.
Shox has pushed all the way down as well. He's got to remind the balls on this man as he holds it very aggressively. The suppressing fire to rain in down Banana, playing it close, runs on in, finds one onto Glaven. Yeah, it's just Kirby with this Glock out. Other places that could get you in a lot of trouble, but here, I mean, down on second mid, he's doing fine.
Well, as you're admiring the balls of Shox, he manages to find a few frags, 2 in total, and it's going to be Kirby to get taken down in the underpass there. The 3rd kill, once again, with the MP9, and it will be double digits for G2. 3 rounds only for Astralis here. Money's okay. Not ideal, third state loss bonus. It's starting to rack up now. They'll get AKs and basic utility. Only one Molotov to work with here. And you can see the scoreboard now definitely favoring the French side. And it's going to be that single orb setup once again. Kenny S having a bit of a rampage as well. Only 11 kills. They've possibly had some high impact frags and some big rounds for them. 3 towards B for now. It will be Shoxy, MBK and Apex with the orb. Heading towards top middle. dupreeh just running up. Doesn't go through the smoke though. And it's Kenny S back towards the boiler room.
And he finds the first. Gonna go ahead and leave that. Let it be. Let that one sit with Astralis. dupreeh's already gone down. That's the man advantage up for the Frenchman. Device, he wants revenge for his Danish brethren. I mean, these guys have been dropping like flies, and they've had very little in return. The rest of the guys start their assault out through mid. 3 players here. Zipex hanging around up in apps, looking to try and make things tricky. The 2-pronged approach can come in, but they don't have control of long. In fact, it's quite the opposite. MBK and Shox currently residing here. The brunt of G2 waiting at long. The old bait and switch allows Shox to find the first. And now for Kirby, he's sent railing back. Zicaps takes one more, make that 2, but MBK keeps things competitive, keeps Astralis on their toes as Device and Kirby, all that remain, effectively a 2v2 out on A. The man in pick going to be Body, takes the jump peek. They know that he's there. 40 seconds left, still time for them to switch this up. MBK going to come in to try and help out. Body kept pinned in pit, but it's MBK to drop the bomb. It's all on Device. We've seen him win these, and there's the no-scope. Device turns it into the 1v1. The rotate coming in from Apex, and now things get tricky. The Frenchmen have to try their best here. 1v1, and Device just locking it down on the site. Given time to hide over in pit. Knows that Apex is coming from B. Gonna start to take the peek on out. Apex sneaking down through short. Device spots him, but Apex wins it out in the 1v1. A defuse will come in. The AWP carried forward. And that's G2 in within 11, despite it being an absolute heart-racing round from Astralis.
Yeah, that was great. What a sensational play from Device in general. Sure, he doesn't win the round, but he put on quite a show for us there. The first shot was pretty good, but this second one, you thought, okay, now we're starting to believe we're getting somewhere. The bomb goes down, but Apex, cool, calm, and collected, comes in from the quad side, jumps on the hay bales, takes him down. Silent as you like. He got very lucky at the timing in terms of where Device was looking, but at the same time, you do make your own luck, and Apex comes out trumps that in round number 14. Final round here with maximum loss bonus. Actually, I beg your pardon, fourth stage with the bomb going down. And just to check in as well with the scoreboard, it's Dupree 4 and 12. Usually so strong in Inferno, especially towards that boiler room. Hasn't really got much done here at all. To be fair, no one's really fragging for the Astralis side. Top of the door is going to be Device with 8 kills and 14 deaths. So, despite those last 2 kills, he'd only have 6. And that's exactly where 2 of his teammates are as well. Oh, what have we got here? Not a single double up setup for G2 so far. This is their new look strategy book for the second season of 2017. Looks like everything's been changed up a little bit there. And not so much focus on the double ops at all. But here we go. Final round, Astralis with just 2 smokes remaining at the 1 minute mark. Busting out of the apartments any second.
Oh, but Body tries to beat them to it. Almost the lineup. Kirby, that was your teammate. Drops out. Zipex turns it back to a 4 and 4. Kirby then just goes running into the guns. And Kenny in the sight starts to lay down the pain. And there it is. Flicks up on the Dupree. Device, the last man left. 1v3. 45 seconds to try and play around with. And he's going to wait. Slows things down. The bomb's been dropped out in the open. Kenny's spidey senses are tingling. Locking down the angle. Kenny takes all 3. And that'll be G2 12-3.
What an absolute masterclass that was from G2 in general on the CT side. That's the G2 we're used to seeing, not the one that turned up yesterday. They're looking assertive. Kenny is hitting all the shots required. They're winning clutches and winning pistols as well, just to note as well there. So, we're going to catch our breath. What an exciting half. Do not go anywhere. We're back with half number 2.
Anything spectacular. Dupree with only 4 frags coming into this. It's not looking good. They're going to have to really step up. But, I mean, Astralis, they're the team that could make that happen.
Well, we will see. G2 looking for 4 out of 4 on pistols tonight. Dupree trying to find his 5th frag of the game. He's looking aggressive, he's looking confident, but unfortunately gets headshot in the process. Only confidence can only get you so far. Unfortunately, he goes under 8 HP, and for now we do have 2 smokes available, and that's on the back pocket of Shoxy and Apex as they go in towards the apartments. Here we go then. A fast play here. All 5 players on this side of the map. It's up to Dupree from the graveyard. Pretty much the best position for him considering he's got 8 HP. Exposure ahead, try and get some kills in, but the smokes have been deployed. This is looking pretty cool from G2.
Yeah, they're going to go pushing on in. Dupree misses everything and then soaks up a bullet. Device and Kirby try to pull this back, and Zipex is hot on their heels on the flank. But right now, G2 are doing a good job of keeping on top of things. Down goes Kirby. Zipex has them trapped in pit. Has bought time for Glaive to rotate in from B, and that's perhaps the most crucial point here, but he's going to get decapitated by Body. Glaive's not looking too healthy. 3 players peek him at the same time, and G2, they go flawless. 4 out of 4 in these pistol rounds. Fantastic stuff from them.
Yeah, that's quite cool, I have to say. G2, they've turned up tonight. They're looking like a pretty solid unit, especially on Inferno. Nice pistol round as well. He's in deploying the smokes. Flashbangs over. They already headshot one of the players as well. Got a bit scrappy there towards the pit, but it's going to be Body stepping up there with the final shot. 13 plays 3. Astralis need this round so badly. It hurts. We'll see what happens here. It's going to be CZ's P250s and a 5-7. We'll see what happens here as we enter round number 2. A couple of AKs purchased, a Galil as well. We've only got Shoxy on the P250, but that's fine. It's 4 unarmored heads up against him, so we better cause some damage here. Flashbang's pretty decent from the CTs, but no one close range. Nice HE though. Body takes the brunt of that, down to 50 HP.
Yeah, I'd hope this should be one of the easier rounds for G2. That said, an Astralis Force Spy is a difficult prospect, and if we're going to commit to that, the smoke rains in and holds back the Frenchman for a while. The bomb's actually rotated all the way down Banana in the meantime, and Apex, he's been waiting to see if anyone comes peeking out of apartments. So far, has yet to be graced with that as an opportunity. Bit of a trade going on. Down on Banana as that Galil gets thrown over to Shox. Trading it with Body. Kenny still holding mid, has the bomb. Ready to rotate up at a moment's notice. These smokes doing a fantastic job of keeping G2 back and running down the clock, something that has been the arch enemy of G2 in the past. They're just going to be waiting. Now they turn their attention to B. They group everyone up here. Primed and ready to go in, lining up the smokes and flashes. 3 players for Astralis to try and keep them away. And it's all eyes on MBK to try and open things up. Sneak it on through. Device peeks close. It doesn't amount to anything just yet. Flash goes out. That's all it takes. The site take can begin. It's Kenny S and MBK to open. Device takes 1, but the trades rain through. And G2 reigns supreme.
They will indeed, but it's not done just yet, or maybe it is. It's going to be Calvin down to 2 versus 1, but Shox finishes things off. They get 3 kills, but that's not going to be enough. They needed the round victory, and they might just have to force by here, or allow G2 to get to match points, and then 1 step closer to 2-0 for the evening. I'll have a look if they buy anything here. In round number 3, I don't think they will. It feels like this one's done. Astralis probably know it as well. They'll keep biting to the bitter end, but they don't invest a single dollar into this round. It's 14-3, almost certainly going to be 15-3, and then they need to hold on for 12 match points. I don't really see a world that happens, but you never know. Counter-Strike can be quite a weird game sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, 4 USPs could look to be the bane of G2. Doesn't look like Lita's Body. It's going to be a money farm over here. They come running his way. He only takes 3. No one's there to trade, so they can go and grab the AK, but you can see they're already going to be sending Shox and Kenny in. Both of them looking hungry. And there we go. Kenny taps away, makes it look easy. G2 go 15-3. 12 rounds between these 2 teams. And G2 just looking like an entirely different team to what we saw yesterday.
Absolutely. I think it's the pistols that help out, to be fair. They're one of those teams, right? If everything goes in their favor, they win in pistols, they get the 3-0s, and then they have some clutches go in their favor as well. They look amazing. It's when things go wrong, they find it difficult to recover. The money starts running away from them. They can't get the orbs out. They can't have maybe all the utility they require. They can't really work as a unit, then they look quite poor, and they don't have the tactics to fall back onto. I think that's been the main point of this G2 side, is there's no consistency to this approach to the game. When it all comes together, it looks amazing, but they won't go deep in every single tournament with this sort of formation. But for now, you're right, it does look very good, and all the damage being inflicted by Astralis there at the very start. Apex Body down to about 20 HP, but MBK doesn't care about that. Rips off the head of Kiabi and brings it into a 5-on-4 in favor of G2.
Yeah, they're going to leave the very injured Body on his lonesome to watch for any aggression down through Banana. You can see they've rotated off Glaive. So this means that they've only got one man over on B. That is Zipex. If G2 somehow managed to get the read on this and rotate back from this current position, which doesn't look likely. The bomb's all the way over there on Shocks. They got 3 players in mid and apps. They're going to start to rotate Glaive off. So right now there's actually only 2 players within A. Glaive looking to try and play the Speedway. Now just fully commits to B. That means the rotation's going to take its sweet time to pull through. Device gets an inkling, and sadly, he's thought about this all wrong. Glaive going to take the aggression, doesn't spot anything. Device now looking hesitant. It all falls onto one man. Dupree down in pit. They try and keep a G2 at bay. Device from Library can try and help out. They're going to come falling in into his crosshair as him and Device between them. They're able to go ahead and take them all. It falls to body, and Device locks it down. I was very, very doubtful, but the Danes, they pull that round back from nowhere.
Yeah, after going down into a 5-on-4, G2 trying to capitalize, focusing towards the quad and the apartments area, but pushing through a smoke, trying to negate Device from the library area. They did have some decent timings there, but Device, he takes the attention away from Dupree in the pit, and he manages to spray down 2 or 3, and it's another round in their favor. But G2, they want to close this out right here, right now. Force buying, of course, it will be Kenny S looking towards middle, hoping that Device wants to take the challenge, but for now, it'll be quite a quiet round here. I'm going to require 11 rounds in a row now for Astralis on the CT side.
Yeah, and I guess, 11 is better than 12, but it's still not easy, even for the all-star Danish lineup here. To their advantage, though, Body and Apex, they don't have much into this round. A couple of CZs between them. Instead, it's Kenny, Shocks, and NBK that look to be the driving force behind this one. And I mean, these guys have been the terrifying trio that Astralis have had to try and deal with. Glaive's up on B on his own. Right now, G2, they've got 3 players in position to try and contend for Banana. If he goes down, you have got Zipex waiting patiently on Speedway to rotate round at the drop of a hat. That flash going to be enough to prompt it. Instead, they swap them out. Change things up. Glaive ran out of utility, so you stick Zipex here with his smoke and his flash. He can now keep them at bay that little bit longer. We'll throw it down. That's going to be G2. They just got to wait it out a little bit longer. Unless MBK finds shots through a smoke. Guaranteed way to try and turn this on its head. Device, luckily enough, presents the equalizer. We're going to go into the 4-on-4. Zipex now has to step up. Goes for the spray, takes them both. Now the push continues. He's done all he had to do and more. The 4 players left for Astralis try rotating in, and Zipex goes in for more, but Shocks gets the return. Bomb planted, G2 to try and hold this back. Device on point, drops out Kenny, and it's all on one man. Flash comes in, he's fully blind, backed into the corner, shouldn't be able to survive this one. Shocks falls, and Dupree picks him up. Astralis will go 5-15.
Yeah, they're not going down, but a fight, it seems, after getting the first pick once again. They head back towards the B side, and Zipex, true to what his reputation holds, is being very good at the anchor positions. He gets 1 frag, does damage as well, and Dupree starts to find some form, but it feels like it might be a little bit too late. Now, only 10 match points, I say only, but they're getting there. Every round counts. All you got to really focus on now is to take round by round and try and get back into the game the best you can. A double AWP set up this time. Glaive with the AWP, and we'll see whether he can maybe find some form. Like I said before in the very early pre-game, that Dupree usually describes himself as the backup AWPer, but they don't really have one Astralis. They have in the world's #1 team. You definitely don't need 2 AWPers, but it certainly helps with the current meta, especially as well, to be able to have it as an option at least. When all else fails, that's what most teams go to. Nothing else is really working in their CT setups. Bring out 2 orbs, and you have 2 turrets on either side of the map. Tactical pause, I'm not sure who for. I would imagine maybe Astralis, since they brought out double AWPs, just trying to work out how they're going to play with it. Or G2, not really worth taking a pause if you get an eco regardless. So we'll see what this double AWP setup brings for the Danes.
It was actually a G2 tack, supposedly.
A tactical pause and then take a full eco with no nades and no armor. Doesn't really make that much sense, but, maybe they're just talking about the next round.
Yeah.
Working out what they're going to do.
That is the way we see a lot of teams opt to take these, I guess, because it gives you the option to decide how you also play out this round. You kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And, well, here comes Zipex. Finds the opening 2. This is just the anti-eco from Astralis, so not too much to shout about. As Kenny very quickly is all that remains. He's got himself the bomb, a Deeg. And 35 HP. Is that the recipe for success? Kenny, they're hunting him down. He's backed into a corner. Able to find one, but Kjaerbye trades. And Astralis, they're going to get themselves a 6th. Now they only need 9. And while that is still an uphill battle, it's nowhere near as impossible the original, 12 were?
Well, we'll see what happens here. Still a lot of work to do, but the money's starting to stabilize for G2. Here's the replay of the frags coming in. Decent attempt there by Zipex. Double spray down. But here is where the real work begins. We have got a full buy from G2. Kenny has already nades, but he has got the AWP. And he gets a double orb setup. You'd assume he gets some sort of challenges here. The T-side orb is a little bit difficult to really have any significant impact. You're usually aiming for that one kill, open things up for your teammates, and then they capitalize on it. You're not going to be finding like 2-3 kills the AWP like you can on the CT side. He can't really be that mobile. But Glaive is showing us that he can be an AWPer, and we'll see if we can find the kill here as he goes aggressively at the top. And Flashbang's taking him down just yet, but the AK-47, that blows his head off. And now they've got plenty of time to work with here, and they'll be holding up.
Correcting now is Glaive trying to show us he can be an AWPer, and it does not pan out. Device, he's the man to try and make a difference. Only gets 1. Before body trades, make that 2 as the entries have been found. The B-bomb site very much going the way of G2 here, and now Kjaerbye and Dupree all that remain. And look at this flank from MBK. Oh, spots him. Now he's got a bit of a fight on his hands as he's left all the way over here, but he keeps the man from rotating in and goes ahead and does even more than that. Drops him out the equation. Kjaerbye's all that left. 1 versus 3. Bomb ticking away. Molotov out. Does push Shox into the open, but that doesn't matter because you force Shox into you. Shox just takes your head clean off, and that will be G2. They take this series 2-0. Fantastic stuff from the French lineup, and the Danes looking a bit deflated.
Certainly.